Alright, what's going on YouTube? We're going to start up a new series that's going to be Toolmaster Pro Tuesdays, basically. And this is going to be where I kind of just show you different aspects of the Toolmaster Pro and not just do rig building. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about stomp boxes and really overdrive pedals. I think before I jump into the meat and potatoes of today's video, we need to talk about how do we use an overdrive pedal, and we'll kind of go maybe effect by effect depending if you guys enjoy this style or not. For me, a really good overdrive pedal can really serve as three functions. You can use it as a good boost to give it a little bit of color, a little bit of warmth. You can use it as an overdrive pedal where you get those classic rock tones. And then, kind of the third and fourth are like getting a good crunch or maybe even a distortion sound. And also learning how to stack overdrives is really important. Let's see, what else? The other thing you may want to know about overdrive pedals is depending on the amp, like I use overdrive pedals differently when I'm using a high gain amp versus a clean amp. So in today's example, I am using a Princeton. A Princeton is a really good clean sound because I really want you to just hear how these pedals sound. But just know, like, the classic metal thing to do is, like, for example, in the green box, you're going to pull back your overdrive and push your level. That just tightens up some of the tubes, but that's besides the point. Today is all about overdrive pedals on the Toolmaster Pro. So I pulled these out. These are kind of my favorite. I think there's still even a few more overdrive pedals, but here, and I'll turn them on so you can see the color. These are my favorite overdrive pedals on the Toolmaster Pro, and really they're kind of in order here. The Klon is probably the best one ever, but let's just go down the list. So with these, I encourage you, as always, to get online and look up what these are modeling, because especially like the Nashville Overdrive OD1, I think is what it's called. There's some really good information about this pedal. Alright, so the first one we're going to start off with is the Nashville Overdrive. This one, you got to learn how to tame it, but straight out of the gate, Fender has it set up where it's kind of heavy. I think for me, one thing I would probably do is turn down the drive, and I'd probably pull down the spectrum just a hair. And then boost level just to compensate. But this will do everything from like your classic rock. To Gojira, apparently. But yeah, I really enjoy using this. It's more than just a country pedal. You can really get a lot out of it. And this is a great physical pedal too if you're interested in getting the real deal. Alright, so next is the green box. This is basically your Ibanez tube screamer. If you're going for like a Stevie Ray Vaughan sound, this would be the pedal that would likely be on his board. So if that's your thing, this is a really good option. This is just classic. I don't really know what more to say about this that hasn't already been said a million times. Super reactive, really good. I tend not to use this pedal a lot in my own rigs. I think it's on my Tools Day rig just because I like the way that I use this when I'm using a high gain amp. I like the way that it interacts with high gain amps. This, in my opinion, is probably, I've got it ranked as my second favorite boost pedal, but it's because, or overdrive pedal, because it just does so much. And this is just a phenomenal pedal on here. So it's, it's right now, it's overdrive. You can hear there's not a lot of grit on it, but listen to what it does, how it reacts to that Princeton. Yeah, this thing is freaking awesome, man. So where I would tend to use this is, man, if you're trying to do anything bluesy, this is just like the pedal you want to use. Maybe the Klon, because the Klon is just so dang good too, but this is like what I enjoy with the Klon with a little bit more control, because you can really dial in your bass. You can see I'm pulling out a lot of bass, and it's still adding a ton of warmth to the sound. And this is just stock settings. I haven't changed anything. I literally just prepared throwing all these up here so I could talk about them. But this thing is just awesome, and you can really crank it in if you really want to get like some more grit out of it. Then I just clip like crazy. Hold on, let me pull volume down. Yeah, it's just sweet, man. It's really good. All right, and the last stomp box I have prepared for you today is what I think is probably the best one on the Toolmaster Pro. Now, again, when I say best, this is all subjective. It all depends on what you want, what you're looking for. But this, to me, just sounds like, dang, that's all I can say. Yeah, this one just inspires me to play so soulfully. I don't know exactly what it's doing. There's no way I could justify buying a true Klon, but my ear just loves this sound. Like, I use this pedal on pretty much all of my rigs. Now, you got to keep in mind also, I mostly play like edge of breakup sounds. Unless I'm doing Tool, then I'll go high gain. But most of the time, I'm like a give me a Fender guy or Fender amp with some pedals kind of guy. And for me, the way that this Klon interacts with the Fender amps, and all Fender amps, I'm using the Princeton right now, but this goes with all of them. The way it interacts with it, it just reminds me so much of my Earthquakers device. What was that called? Earthquakers device? And the Green Box. Why can't I think of the name of that? Anyways, I'm sure someone in the comment section will remind me. But it just reminds me of how that pedal reacts with my 65 Deluxe that I actually own. So for me, this is like the bread and butter of overgain. And you can really get a lot out of this. I just like the stock settings, honestly. And look, I'm on my Telecaster. I'm in the middle position. I've got my tone knob rolled down to probably like anywhere between 40 and 50%. And it's just like this thing comes alive and it's so soulful. Yeah, man, it's just like, it just wants me to play melodically. I don't know what else to say about it. This is the best one. This is my favorite one. So let's talk about one last concept before I let you go, and that is stacking overdrives. I enjoy doing this like if I'm soloing, because sometimes it'll take your tube amp and really push the tubes. And anything I talk about with tubes, the Toolmaster Pro does that really well, is replicating how tubes react. So my favorite overdrive pedal to stack and to use as a boost is really the Green Box. Like these two right here, this is going to be a screaming rig. You know, like that's just rock and roll right there. And that's one thing that's going to do really well is stacking with the Green Box and then whatever your other favorite is. Order matters though. whenever you're dealing with overdrive pedals, and I'll make a dedicated video on pedal chain and signal chain, but pedal order matters here. So I always run, if I'm going to stack overdrives for a sound, I'm always going to run that green box first, and then whatever sound I want to really like capture that essence of it second. Because I feel like this green box is a really good boost pedal, and especially with the stock settings. So I'll do like an A-B, that's Thin Lizzy Jailbreak. I'll play it with it stacked, and then I'll play it with just a clon, and then I'll do it stacked again so you can hear it. Yeah, that right there is like, that's the money, man. If you want some really good classic rock tones and have a lot of flexibility, I would do that. Now, here's another thing I would consider. Right now, I just have each one set up so I can hit it for this video. But if I were you, and if you like the sound of stacked, I would program them both to turn on. You just got to be careful. You got to be careful. Now, I'll show you what I mean. We can call this, let's see, we'll call this, where is the custom label? Call it the sauce, so you know. But here's where you got to be careful. Let me see. Okay, so if I turn on the sauce, boom. One thing you just got to be careful with the Toolmaster Pro is that it doesn't have intelligent switching the way that I have it wired up. So if I do that, look, now it's off. So, I guess you can't see my feet. But what I'm doing is I turned on my Mythic drive, and then if that is turned on and you hit the sauce, it's going to kill it. So you just got to be mindful of that. And there's probably a way where you could set it up appropriately where that won't happen. But I just want to point out that that can happen. So, all right. Well, hopefully this video has helped you out to at least understand some of the stock boxes that are available to you in the Toolmaster Pro. As always, experiment, 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 and just have a ton of fun. And with that, if you enjoyed today's content, please make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, do all the YouTube things that help me grow. If you're interested in studying together, reach out to me. Damion Andy on Instagram, or Guitar Artistry is the Guitar Artistry program is my company over on Instagram. And what I do is I work with clients for about 12 weeks where we deep dive into stuff that you're interested in. Anything from music theory, to guitar chops, to social media marketing, to music production. And that's really what I love to teach, is music production. Everything else is going to support music production. So if that is of interest to you, reach out. Don't be a stranger. I ain't going to hurt you. It would be an honor to serve you. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.